Suddhanandaji Desangavadakramaupanisadai Diyam Samaga Yanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Shindiyam Yogina Isyantam Navidasura Surgana Yaya Tasmai Namah. The more and more you appreciate these, you can ask yourself a question. Which one is more or less interesting to you? Whether continuing the perceptions, getting involved with your thoughts is more restful, relaxing, or being with yourself. It's not that they are opposed to each other. Watch out that statement. It's not that they are opposed to each other, that either you are perceiving or thinking or you are being restful with yourself. No. If you are a master, if you are aware of yourself without any doubt and error, even while seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, experiencing everything, still you are with yourself. Call it God if you choose. It's not either or, but for the ordinary, average, ignorant individual, who in the initial stages, without any choice, is fully lost in the perception, sensation, and memories of various kinds. Because the person is yet to be aware of a dimension within himself, which is the source of happiness, bliss, restfulness, freedom, immortality. Say anything you like. So, as you listen, you look at yourself in the process. Are you becoming more and more interested in yourself, or there is a habitual push and pull of the sense-object universe? Understand, as I told you at any time, do not consider this as either or. You should be as comfortable with the universe, that comfortable with yourself. As comfortable when you are seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, experiencing everything, and still with yourself, that comfortable. And there is no perception, you choose to keep yourself away from everything. And that is what ultimately death is all about. Death means when the body comes to an end, disintegrates, there shall be no perception, no sensation of any kind. Average person is afraid of death because it brings to an end the tangible, perceived creation, where there is solid sensation of various kinds. Person doesn't want to leave that. While being alive, while living with the body, that's why Jivan Mukti. Jivan because living, because you are living with the body, Mukta, liberated, because you are with yourself. So Jivan Mukta, living liberated means even while being alive, when the body is breathing, throbbing, perception continues, thoughts continue, still you are with yourself. And when the body passes, We call it as the Videha Mukti, liberation, where there is no more. A body creates a boundary for you. No more the thought is a boundary. You are unbounded, all-pervasive awareness. And physically, it's always part of the totality. So, as you sit down, please, you close your eyes, look at your own life. It's not a type of austerity where there is a sort of a mindless denial we are talking about. But do you enjoy being yourself, or you miss a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell? If you happily miss also, nothing wrong. Make life a total celebration. And that is what we will see now. As even after 6 chapters, as I told in the morning, the first 6 chapters deal with Tvampada, as to who you are. And the 6th chapter deals with meditation, being with yourself. You listen to what it is, who you are. Then 6th chapter is the culmination, where your being with yourself must be effortless. Meditation, natural, effortless, at all times, becomes the culmination of this wisdom, where you are always with yourself. That is why meditation is not a practice for half an hour a day. You can do half an hour exercise. Can you do physical exercise 24 hours? You have to do certain activities. But for half an hour, 1 hour, you give your body a long walk, or certain asanas, or certain aerobics, a mountain climb, 1 hour you give it. The rest of the time, the body continues. Meditation is not like that, half an hour work, being doing something, then 23.5 hours completely lost sight. No. Meditation is being yourself. As I told you, when you are sitting down in meditation in the classroom, remember that statement. You have closed your eyes for half an hour. When I say, we chant the mantra, or I say, open your eyes, that does not mark the end of meditation, but marks the beginning of your perception. When you closed your eyes, you are with yourself. Now when you say Om, it doesn't mark the end of meditation. It marks the beginning of your perception. Okay, open your eyes. But meditation continues. But most people in these so-called meditation sessions, what is that? Half an hour meditation class is over. Then what? Now agitation begins, right? Understand, it's not so. Always with yourself. That's why puja. If puja has become an action, instead of making every action a worship, if worshipping is an action, half an hour puja is over. Rest of the time cheating begins. Oh God, help me in stealing. Right? Understand. So as even your understanding of yourself must culminate in 24 hours, meditation at all times, all places, all conditions, sarva avasthasu sarvada, all places, all time, in and through all conditions. Same thing now, Ishvara. When you appreciate what Ishvara is all about, the totality, ending up with Vishwarupa. There is nothing other than it. Now, bhakti, devotion, becomes natural. Devotion is not some type of a practice. We'll see that elaborately now. This is something natural. It's like when you look at the magnificent building, let's say, lovely structure, very artistic. What is it? A lovely painting you see. And you look at the painting and say, who has done it? Oh. You bow down with simple respect, you bow down. Amazing artist. How it is that? You listen to music. Who sang that? Beautiful. Nice vegetable. Somebody has made the curry. Who has cooked it? Oh, it's so good. Your appreciation is natural when you come face to face with the object. When you recognize the greatness of it, your appreciation, devotion, whatever you say, becomes natural. For devotion, knowledge is essential. We had given a long talk on that before. Please think of it. For devotion, knowledge is essential because unknown things you cannot be devoted to, fall in love with. Not only unknown person you cannot be devoted to or fall in love with it, but also you cannot fall in love with yourself if you are unknown to yourself. Until you discover a lovable self in you, how do you love yourself? When you discover, I am the happiness, I am the absolute, remember the introductory lectures. Object of love is source of happiness. I am the object of my love. I love myself at all times. Therefore, I must be source of happiness. And anything that gives me happiness, I love. Since I am the source of happiness, I love myself. So both love and happiness are in you. When thus you are fulfilled, enjoying that fullness in yourself, did you create it? No. Did you create this body? No. Neither is creation. No. Ishvara comes in. Consciousness with one body, if it makes it jiva, with the total upadhi, body, mind, everything makes it macrocosm, Ishvara. You want to give it a name. If you want to give it a name, even if you don't give it a name, macrocosm still exists, the totality still exists. Please appreciate that. Your names do not create anything except confusion and fight and argument. What is going on in the world? My God, your God, my thing. So it begins with yourself. And then when you see the totality, devotion becomes natural. And this devotion can come in two different ways. There are two types of devotees. See the richness of this tradition. Read it, I'll explain. It's amazing. The more and more you think about it, you are wiped out. It's so good. Please read. Arjuna Vacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Pariyupasate Yechapyaksharam avyaktam Tesham ke yoga vittamaha Shri Bhagavanu Vache Maya Veshyamano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te me Yuktatama Mataha Arjuna Vache Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Pariyupasate Yechapyaksharam avyaktam Tesham ke yoga vittamaha Shri Bhagavanu Vache Maya Veshyamano Yemam Nityayukta upasate Shraddhaya parayopetaha Te me yuktatama mataha. Right. Arjuna asks a question, O Lord. There are two types of people. Very nice, you see how beautifully he seems to have understood it. There are two types of people. One, worshipping Saguna Brahma Upasana, Ishvara, Namarupa. Other person, Aksharam Abhyaktam Upasade, contemplates on, revels in, worships the imperishable, unmanifest, formless Absolute. Between the two, who is better? Keme yuktatama mata. Tesham ke yogavittama. Between the two, who is the one who really yogavit, who knows the truth, and who is better? See, this itself shows the Catholicity, the openness of the tradition. You can be as much a devotee worshipping a form, that much a devotee being with the formless Absolute. You shall see in the realm of faiths around the world, either they are stuck in a form or no forms. Extremes. Either a form or no forms. And if there is a form, only that form, only no other form. Here, look at it. Just see the beauty of this tradition. Every form is beautiful. All forms are the forms of totality. Just like any part of your body, you exist. The planet Earth is existing in every dust particle here. Or the whole universe is inherent in every little dust particle or atom in this universe. Same thing also. When you say the word Ishvara, it means a living, thriving universe. Consciousness with everything. So any object, anything can represent the totality. So a person who worshipping Satata Yukta, like you told, he reminds Bhagavan. What did he say? Mat karma krutve, mat paramaha, madbhakta, sangavarjita, nirvaira sarvabhuteshu, such a person. Continuously involved. Mat karma krut, whose all actions are dedicated to me. The individual no more owns the action unto himself. No more the doership, enjoyership. God alone is existing. Mat Paramaha, I am the Supreme. Madbhakta, devoted to me. There is nothing other than me. Okay, such person, Sangavarjitaha, Mameva Sarva Prakatai Sarvatmana Sarva Uschahane Bhajante iti Madhbhakta, seeing me in every form. Like you see the world in every little house or village in this planet Earth. This is a global thing. The whole creation, the whole earth is here. It's just not a village. So there is no question of your divisions according to caste, creed, sex, race, religion, nationality, nothing. We are all earthlings, belong to the earth. That much if we can do, think how much problem can be solved. Pakistan, India, Israel, these, Europe, these, countries to countries, border to border, China, So many, all over the world, border dispute. Not only between countries and countries, but also neighbor and neighbor, border dispute. And for whose it is? Mother Earth, there is a Sanskrit verse which says, I don't remember the verse, but the theme is, Mother Earth always smiles. Why? Because she says, these fellows are unnecessarily fighting over me. Ultimately, they will come inside me, underground. You can be the emperor fighting for an empire, but after your death, buried. Nobody ever owns the earth. Nobody ever owns the earth. You go under the earth. But that awareness just doesn't exist. As long as you are living in this world, each one thinks, oh, no end of himself. One stroke, paralyzed. One stroke, under coma. What happens to people? Think. The person thinks no end of himself. Can you recognize the earth in every spot? Like that, Ishvara also. I am just an instrument in the hands of the Lord, like a nimitta matram. So such a person, Sangavarjita, never drags anything onto himself. Karma phala sangarahita. Never at any time attributes any credit to himself. If it happens, God, your grace. Doesn't happen? Thank you. This is what known as the prasada buddhi. We saw in the second chapter, prasada buddhi. When you go to the temple, whatever comes from the temple, you accept it. You don't care. Whether a leaf, sweet, water, anything comes. That is the symbolic representation. The temple stands for the sanctum sanctorum, stands for the entire sanctum sanctorum of the universe. From the sanctum sanctorum, the presiding deity, whatever comes, you accept it. Whether it's a leaf or a water or anything, you don't say more or less. Whatever comes, grace. And as we see this example, this flower is here. If somebody gives to you, you can smell it, throw it away. But the same flower you give it to, offer it to God. Then you bring it and give it to somebody, what happens? You don't know what to do with it. You can't even throw it down because, oh, prasadam, same flower. Attitude changes. The same flower. It is coming from the sanctum sanctorum. If your life is like that, in this vast sanctum sanctorum of the universe, whatever result comes from the action is a prasada from the totality. Accept it. There is no resistance at any kind. Such a person, devotee. Bhagavan says, hey Arjuna says, hey Bhagavan, O Lord, ye bhakta pariyupasate. Those people continuously worshipping you in these forms, with this attitude. Yet, there are other variety of people, aksharam abhyaktam pariyupasate. Aksharam abhyaktam, they worship, they are reveling in akshara, the imperishable, abhyakta, unmanifest, formless, absolute. Why? Because you are in both the forms. Are you getting the point? You both, Bhagavan says, Maya avyakta murtina idam sarvam tatam. By my unmanifest form, the whole universe is pervaded. Yet Vishwarupa. All forms are my forms. Like in the water, I pervade everything. As the ocean, all forms are my forms. So for a wave, there can be two types of upasana. I am the water in and through, and there is nothing other than water. No wave, no ocean. Or ocean alone is existing. This body, this little wave is a part of it. Two types. Are you getting that point, please? So between the two, which one is better? Both are same. Are you getting that point? Both are same. What is more important is attitude, life. Just like, is it Savikalpa Samadhi is better or Nirvikalpa Samadhi is better? Samadhi. Your nature is Samadhi. Samadhiyate asminiti Samadhi. Samadhi, the buddhi is same, where everything is resolved, all yourself. With the thought, savikalpa, vikalpena savartate. So with the thought, you are as much in samadhi as even when there is no thought, no perception. Which one is better? From the standpoint of wisdom, both are same. But savikalpa samadhi is your living. Because a person who says, I am always with myself, okay, leave him alone. When he opens his mouth, tell him, close your mouth, think of Brahman. Because some people have make big business out of this samadhi, you know that? Samadhi, underwater samadhi, underground samadhi, and then heat, all sides heat samadhi, then music samadhi, embrace samadhi, different type of samadhi. What is this? Simple thing, simple thing. The living is forgotten. There was a village where there are two brothers, just take a story. Long back I had read this, suddenly it comes to mind. This is a lovely story. Two brothers are living in a village. One brother is married, wife and 3-4 children. Other brother is unmarried. Really unmarried. But both of them, the properties, they have got 10-20 acres of properties. Whatever money comes, whatever the grain produced, equally divided between the two. This brother who is married, he has got children and wife, he thinks, my brother is not married. Poor thing has no security. What will happen to his old age? I have my wife, my children, but who will take care of him? If I take equally, poor thing will be insecure. So middle of the night, he takes one bag of paddy from his property, his share, pushes it in other person's granary. And the other brother also, he also has got the same type of thought. My elder brother is married, and wife and 3 children. His needs are more than mine. I am alone, taking half the share. But he really needs more to manage his family. So he takes one grain, and he also puts in the other side. That is how both are so sensitive. One evening, one night, both the brothers have started coming the same time, and they meet. Where are you going? When they died, the story goes, village people came to know about this after their death. They were looking for a place to put up a temple. They placed the temple on that spot where both brothers had met during that night. Why? Living. Living is so beautiful. Concern, care, selflessness. If the knowledge of the self does not culminate in meditation, effortless, your knowledge is of no use to you. If the knowledge of God doesn't culminate in meditation, the devotion, then also it is useless. Please think of it. Whether you are Saguna Brahma Upasanaka or Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, what is most important is bhakti. What is that bhakti will come next? Whole 12th chapter will deal with it. 20 verses will come. The beauty in the living. So happy, contented with yourself. You are not a problem for anybody. So happy. You don't depend on anything, anybody for your sake. So nobody feels pressurized by you. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. So who will feel pressurized? Think. I don't want. From whom people run away? Every time the person comes, suppose your uncle comes to your house every time and he sees something in your house, oh, you have got a nice TV. I also like a TV. Oh God. Oh, you have got such a nice painting. I love that painting also. Next time the uncle comes, what do? We pack up everything and keep it. Why? With the uncle will see, na? This he wants, na? Difficult. Whatever the person sees, I want it. So you don't want to show the person anything anymore. Think. Pressurized. With whom you love to be around? A person who is full and complete by himself. Doesn't need me. Doesn't need anything. So comfortable around. Why? Because there is absolutely no demand from you. That is bhakti. Devotion of highest kind. Why? Who is my giver? God is my giver, nobody else. Understand? Tameva data. Ayam dana, ayam dana, aham dana patra. Yam dana kala, something, ayam dana kala. In that Bhagavan Shiva's it comes, O Lord, you are the giver, I am the receiver, this is the time, meaning any time, this time is the time, I don't want to anyamna yache, I don't want to ask anybody else. Why? You alone are. That conviction. I remember the story of somebody going to Akbar for begging something, asking for a favor. When he goes there, Akbar is praying. So he returns. And Akbar calls him back. Why are you going back? He said, I came to ask something from you, but you are asking from somebody. So I thought, why not go there straight? He was praying to God. So why not pray God straight? No dependence. So both, whether it is Akshara Upasana, Abhyakta Upasana, or it is a form, it makes no difference. But both are needed, listen carefully. Which one is better? You can't say which one is better. From both the standpoints you can start. You can start with yourself, that is why Aham Vichara. Atma Vastu, who I am. From that you can go to the formless. Or start with Ishvara, in which you give up your form and go to the absolute. Are you getting that point, please? The principle. One is introspection. Who I am. Go from your body to senses, to thoughts, to yourself. Or give up your body in total body, give up your mind in total mind, and once you give up all that you have, where do you stand? In yourself. So devotion must culminate in wisdom of oneness, and this wisdom of oneness, jnana, must culminate in devotion. Therefore, jnana and bhakti both are wonderful. Are you getting that point, please? There is no question of one thing being superior to other. That is where we commit the biggest mistake in life. Oh, we are all jnana yogis. Abba, enna arrogance. What pride and arrogance. Oh, we don't believe in this God. This worship, puja is all useless. Huh? Don't say that. Whatever the other person likes, that is good for him. That is why you don't say which one is good. Saguna upasana, nirguna upasana. Both are fine. That is why it is so all-embracing, all-inclusive. If you start with a form, as much welcome, or even start with yourself. Fantastic, both were fine. Which form shall I worship? Which one you like? You have a choice, wide choice. Masculine form, feminine form, neuter form, trees, stones, monkeys, man, sand, anything you like, yes. Yathamata abhidhanadva, Patanjali will say. Yathamata abhidhanadva, whatever may be whatever you think, you want to take it, take over. You take it. And Ishvara form. What form I should take? Any form. It doesn't matter. But ultimately go to yourself. Now another person says, I'm not interested in all these things. Why? Because I come first. If I'm not there, who cares for the creation or God? True. Go back to yourself. And once you see yourself, suddenly you discover, if I am this formless absolute, the body doesn't stand alone, part of the totality, Ishvara. Jnana naturally leads you to devotion. That is why more and more appreciation is there, devotion becomes spontaneous. You have no time, you attribute anything to yourself. Yadyat vibhutima sattvam srimadurjitameva tattadeva vagachatvam mamate jonsasam. Hey Arjuna, wherever you see any vibhuti, any glory, understand that to be myself. Therefore, no jealousy, no comparison, no superiority complex, no inferiority complex. Everything is beautiful. If somebody has certain qualities, wonderful. Enjoy it. Somebody can sing. I can't sing. Somebody can sing. Enjoy the song. Somebody can dance. I cannot. Enjoy the dance. Somebody can do something which I cannot do. Okay. There is no jealousy anymore, but a total acceptance of things as it is. Understand? And the most important part of it is, I am happy with myself. Abhyakta upasana, nirguna upasana. Now, if a faith or a religion insists only on a particular form, now what happens? See the mistake, the flaw in that. This is the only form. Then what happens? Every other form you will hate. And so insecure about that form, if by chance somebody touches it, your world is going to collapse. And imagine that little form imprisons the imagination of a collective humanity. Suppose 5 million people believe in that form. You know what happens? It's a 5 million strong fanaticism. Today's world is suffering because of that. Think. I have given you that statement. If you say world is America, no problem. World is Europe, no problem. World is Australia, no problem. World is Asia, no problem. So the Europeans say, Europe is the world, what will happen? Fight. America is the world, fight. Asia is the world, fight. Or mutual fight, inevitable. But suppose you say, world is America, yes. World is Europe, yes. World is Australia, yes. World is Asia, yes. What fight? Like that. God is, call it X, God, whatever you say. Totality, call it God is Rama, is Hari, is Buddha, is Jain, is Allah, is Jesus, is this. Extra difference. He is a she, he is a it, no problem. But if you say, this is the only God, you understand? Fanaticism naturally comes in. And people are destroyed in the process. Today, this tradition so beautiful, but today you must read the newspaper. In Tamil Nadu, down south somewhere, there is a temple. Some people are supposed to be low caste. They want to get into temple, but they are not allowed. The people with high caste people, they have put the trees, they put the barriers, concrete block. So the police have come, firing. All for what? They cannot come into temple. Now if somebody hears this, sees this report, how much a person will be attracted toward this great culture? Why? Thinking is wonderful, but living is stupid. Are you getting that point, please? It's totally useless. You say, oh, God is everywhere. Not in that man's house. That fellow, untouchable. Where does it come? Just think. With the highest, so beautiful thinking, but people are ignorant. That nobody else is allowed into that place. How do you justify that? And in the same tradition there are stories. Because an untouchable or ordinary person is not allowed into the temple, the statue moves. As it is in Udupi, you can still see the temple. Even in South India, Tamil Nadu, there is a temple where the bull moves, Nandanar. Is the Nandanar story? The devotee goes there and he stands in front. There is not allowed in the temple. The bull, Nandi, moves. Even now you can see the sign as though he has moved. God will move, priest will not move. God will move, people will not move. What do you do? Okay. Another time, another person says, there is no God. One person says, there is no God. One who says there is no God, now you worship as the God. Like there was a philosopher who said there is no guru. So he became the guru of the people who don't believe in gurus. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. You become the guru of the people who don't believe in gurus. It's like the person who says, you don't need any guru for understanding this truth. It's all spontaneous. Then why are you talking? You should stitch your mouth, or you don't talk about this truth. Don't write books. Don't put up an ashram. Don't put up anything. Why? Because if it happened to you, it will happen to anybody. You don't need a guru, no? So why talk about it? Why write a book about it? Why do anything about it? Are you getting that point, please? If you say, this knowledge is spontaneous, you don't need a guru, then why do anything? Why? Oh, it happened to me. Then don't tell anybody. It will happen to them too. Why are you talking that it will happen to them? We don't need your sanction. If it happened, did anybody tell you it will happen to you? No. Then why are you telling to somebody that it will happen to him? We don't need that advice. Stop it. No. You want to be guru of the guruless guys, right? Just think, just see this, see this. So the person who dismisses God becomes the God, worshipped. And another person says, no forms are needed. So every form must be broken. If every form must be broken, why are you building a holy place? Why are you believing being a holy place? Or why that a book is holy? You mean to say that book is not a symbol? The book is not a form? Any little something which you consider holy, is it not a symbol? Are you getting that point, please? So much of hypocrisy. All because lack of thinking. Think. And in order for the right thinking, understand friends, please, for right thinking, thinker must be set right. If his eye is confused, your thinking will not be straight. It will be confused thinking. Eye overwhelmed by a father, role of a father or a mother or a husband or wife, you cannot think straight. If the eye is overwhelmed by a faith, a belief, again it cannot think straight. To be a straight thinker, you should be free from every bias, no role of any kind. I'm neither a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, none of this stuff. That is why when these Upanishads you study, what do they say? It tells you who you are and never ask you to identify with things that you have. You have a faith, you are not a faith. You have a name, you have a role, you have a thought. And only you, everybody is same thing. But your straight thinking, every role is taken away. Completely taken away. You are always beautiful, wonderful, like Mula. Mula has gone from the class a long time. No story from Mula. Mula one day, he was sitting down and he had a dart board. Dart board, you throw the dart to hit the bullseye. Mula was sitting down there. In front, there is a big dart board and there was a dart right in the center, bullseye. So everybody comes and they throw it. For some people it goes outside the board. Very fantastic game. Some people on the last ring, first ring, second, like here and there. But Mullah is sitting down like a fat cat, very happy, center, bullseye. Then everybody asks, Mullah, how did he do it? He said, very easy. He said, what? Easy? We are doing it, we cannot throw, even 20 dart I throw, it all goes over, above, left, right, everything. And you say it is easy. He said, of course it is easy. Do it. So okay, put the board. So somebody put the board. Mullah just goes there effortlessly, throws it, then puts a ring around it. Wherever it hit, you put a ring around it. Meditation is that. You are always in a bullseye. Whatever you do, you are in and through it. Ishvara. Understand? But for the people, God is only in one place. No, it becomes fanaticism. So they can't accept. How can somebody worship a form? Or how can somebody be formless? Here, everything is okay. Form is accepted, formless is accepted, everything is accepted. And when he says, oh Lord, between the two, who is better? Bhagavan Krishna so beautifully, he says, okay, you have asked a question. Very nicely Shankara comments. When Bhagavan says, those who worship me means in all forms, they are better. Listen carefully. Why? Because most people can do that. Most people cannot start with the formless absolute. So if you completely dismiss the upasana on a form, the whole humanity will be condemned. That is why even the religions that do not believe in a form or do not believe in a God, they have so many symbols of worship. You can see it because you can't escape. Human mind needs that little crutch. It's just like babies. You can't teach the children 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The child will never know. You have to have 10 marbles or 10 sticks and then show them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. You have to show them. Shankara beautifully says, very nice, ye tu akshara upasakaha samyak darshinaha nivritteshana te tavat tishthantu. Let them be there. Let's not talk about the people who are akshara upasaka, avyakta upasaka. Let's not talk about them. They are a different genre altogether. Don't talk about them. We'll talk about them later on. Why? Leave them alone. But those people, Mai Manaha Avishya, ye Mai Manaha Avishya, Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate, those who revel in me all the time, with their mind abiding in me, Shraddhaya Paravaya Peta, Paraya Shraddhaya Upeta, imbued with this Shraddha, love, devotion of highest kind, Hey Arjuna, te me yuktatama mataha. They are my best ones. Why? The most people begin with a form upasana. When you go to a village where everybody is talking about, let us say, festivities, puja, chanting, if you go there and give one excellent talk about what? That there is only nirguna upasana, nirvikalpa samadhi, there is nothing other than the whole creation, Brahma satyam, jagan mithya, Brahman alone is the truth, everything else is false. What will happen? The people will think you are nuts and they will go away. You must learn to have both. When you are with super brain, give a super shock. When with the ordinary brain, be very ordinary. That is why it becomes beautiful. You find your levels at all levels. Like a Sufi saint says very nicely, in my shop there are enough leather. Whoever comes, I cut the leather according to the size of the foot. When you have the knowledge at your disposal, whoever comes according to the person's need, you do it. He needs upasana, do it. Doesn't need, don't do it. Which one is better? Are you getting that point? You can begin from where you are. But suppose, no, this is what my religion says. It does not accept any form. So if you want any form, go somewhere. We don't accept formless. If you are talking about formless, this is not your place. Go. From the doors of truth, immortality, absolute, nobody can be returned. Everybody shall have a place. Anything you start, because nothing is far away from God, nothing is far away from the truth, the absolute. So both are talking about Saguna Upasana as well as the Nirguna Upasana. So those who are holding on to me, hey Arjuna, they are the best ones. Why? Just to give a sanction to the people, those who are starting with Saguna Upasana. Why is it so? Listen carefully. Next, after 2 hours we shall say, but I'm just little Bhakshyati, that's what Bhagavan will say. But why is it so? Please know. Ignorant man, lost in his body, wedded to a form, cannot find it easy to contemplate on the formless. Since I am speaking in the language of the body, it will be easier for me to start with a God which has the same language of a body, a form. Since you speak this language of the body, a form, another form will be a good beginning. Obsessed with the form, if you force people to go into formless, na idhar ki na udhar ka, neither they belong here or there. They lose this, they don't get that. That is why people are suspended in confusion. It's a teacher's job to know all standpoints. Whichever student, whatever he can take. Are you getting that point, please? That's why a teacher must be very versatile. As comfortable with the formless, that comfortable with the form. That is why a jnani, bhakta, wise one, same time devoted, which is natural combination, becomes so beautiful that any type of person can find an identity there. Any type of person. You want a form? Start with it. The person is already matured. Doesn't need all that. Go straight into the absolute. Both are fine. Therefore, Bhagavan says, those who worship me, they are yuktatama mata. Whereas the other one, just read it, we shall see tomorrow. Ye tvaksharam anirdesyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragamachintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam sanniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha ye tvaksharamanirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragamachintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam sanniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha. So tomorrow we shall see that. Those people, hey Arjuna, ye aksharam abhyaktam paryupasate, those who are the formless, absolute, te mameva prapnuvanti, they get me alone. Or teva mam, they only get me. If you say deva, they only, then becomes again little. This is where the people who claim themselves to jnana yogi, they say teva mam prapnuvanti, they only get me. They also get me. Te prapnanti mameva, they get only me. That way it is better than deva mama prapnanti. You know, every time if you want to give a little emphasis and knowledge, so what shall you say? Teva mama prapnanti, they only get me. Te prapnuvanti mameva, they get me only. As even the others get, they also get. That is beauty. Arteva, they only get it, akshara abhyakta upasana. Therefore, oh, you are worshipping from, waste. Don't do that. Do you begin with a body or a bodiless awareness? How can suddenly somebody become so proud? God only knows. It clearly shows the person doesn't understand. If you really understand, you shall not any time dismiss somebody's standpoint. Why? Because it is his standpoint that is valuable for him. Simple. Right, wrong, don't worry about it. A child begins with A, B, C, D. Don't say, what is this A, B, C, D? Speak some words. If he begins with A, B, C, D, that is A, B, C, D. If you are so smart, ask yourself the question, did you begin with straight from the absolute? Who is impatient? The person who doesn't know the truth. The person who knows the truth have all the patience of the universe. Why? Timeless existence. Don't worry. There is a nice story goes, we shall see anywhere all these things tomorrow, but the nice story goes, once Narada, Purana story, Narada was going upstairs, heaven. As they are going heaven, there are two boys meditating. Story, okay? Don't ask me when, where, how. It's a story. Two boys are meditating. Ishvara, oh, no. Then Narada was passing that way. So these two said, where are you going? And they are going to heavens. Are you going to meet Brahma? He says, yes. I'm going to my father's house. Okay. Can you find out from him? Shall I be liberated in this Brahma Kalpa? In his time, during this Brahma's time, will I be liberated? Then in this life, shall I be liberated? And the other fellow also, since you are going, also ask my question also, shall I be liberated? He comes back. They are waiting for him. He goes and comes back after a few days and passing by. Then he said, did you get the answer? He said, yes. So the first one person, he said, see, you wanted to know whether in this life you will get it. There is no chance. Another 2 lives, you will get it. This is only 1 life, another 2 lives, you will get it. The fellow started crying. Ayyo, another 2 lives, what to do? The other fellow said, you have no chance. After some 200 Brahma, when 200 Brahmas go, after that only you have a chance. He started jumping with laughter. Appa, I will be liberated, no? 200 Brahmas, okay, no? Okay, I will be free after that, right? Yes, no problem. He started jumping. See the attitude. I am free, bus. Somebody takes a little time. Where shall you begin? Wherever you are, what is the hurry? And the moment you give up, you hit it. More sincere you are, more difficult it is. More insincere you are, again more difficult it is. Suddenly don't take the opposite side. More sincere you are, more difficult. And that is why I am very insincere. Don't worry, you'll have no chance. Neither this nor that. You automatically roles drop. You be with yourself. Anyway, we shall see more of it. Tomorrow, Bhagavan says that both are wonderful. Close your eyes, please.